Rise up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. Three little birds pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
How you use your data is up to you.
About a thing.
With the best internet speeds, it's amazing what you can do on MTN.
My message to you.
All right, welcome back. Your questions are still coming through. You're asking me how much is the fees. Mr. Dura has just told me that 6,000 per semester. 6,000 per semester for Ghanaian students. 6,000 per semester. And they have left some of their flyers here, so you can pass by our offices here, GNTV. We are on the behind, Ring Road behind EcoBank on the road there. And Yemikpapa Street can come and pick some, and then you use it for yourself. But let's get to road safety education. And I've had DSP Kweku Alexander being joining us. He's in charge of education, training, and research. In charge here for education training of the Motor Transport and Traffic Department of the Ghana Police Service, and also Engineer David Osafo Adontain has also joined me. He is in charge of Director of Planning and Programming at the National Road Safety Commission. My friends on the platform every morning when we have to do education. Thank you for joining me, sirs. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Right. So today next week we have something on the digital transformation. Yes. Engineer. Yes. We do, right?
Yes.
So let me just give you a little bit updates. It's captured in the Times newspaper. The Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority will, from November 7, begin a digital transformation with the rollout of smart driver's licensing and vehicle registration cards. The smart driver's licensing with a contactless chip and other state-of-art technology will promote storage of biodata and personal driver information and improve security in the driver licensing regime. That's just a little bit I'll give you. Next week, God willing, he will be with us and explain to us how it works, so that you, the drivers out there, you can learn from it. Today, what are we touching on? DSP.
Oh, I think
offenses.
Good morning. Definitely, it's going to look at that, because from 2 months today will be Christmas 2017.
I've already started playing my Christmas carol.
Yes,
I don't want to miss it.
Preparation on among the stakeholders, and last week, for example, we were discussing issues of crashes. And I think this week, today, we have to look at certain behaviors that are responsible for our crashes, because road safety and others will tell you that if 100 crashes occur, about 90 of them will be as a result of human error. In other words, road criminals, human beings present on the road, both pedestrians and motorists and vehicle owners, because of their negligence or the other, leads to conflict that results in crashes on our roads, which the law seeks to prevent. And it's the reason why we are here to also come out in detail some of these behaviors that have been detected. Otherwise, would have resulted in crashes, and in the process, we've been to court, and some have been saved. And the reason why they were not part of the victims, we discussed last week that about 1,500 and over Ghanaians have been killed, and some were saved, but we had to go to court. And so these are the issues that we are going to discuss. So I would like to pause here and say good morning to our viewers. So if you ask me, this is what we intend to look at, things that we have done between January and September, those that have committed varying offenses, and the actions of police across the country. And that will also underpin our intention moving on within these few days to 25th of December this year. So what we tend to, because in the last quarter and approaching December, tend to be unusual road users coming to be added on to all of us,
Right.
either in smaller settlements and cities
Right.
in Ghana, and has its own implications,
Right.
and all that.
Right. Let me go to national road safety first. When it comes to planning, on offences, what do we have planned out as we are preparing 2 months away from Christmas? What do you have planned out?
Okay,
What are
thank
some
you.
of the offences, and what do you have planned out?
Thank you very much, and let me also say.
Now
good
let me
morning.
ask you, how is the seatbelt thing going on the road?
Very well,
Very well.
very well, very well,
Now when I
The
sit
last
in a car and I
time-
don't have my seatbelt, I feel very uncomfortable.
very good, and that's
That's
exactly.
Yeah.
I think I like that, and that is exactly the kind of mindset that we're trying to promote now. You must feel incomplete when you sit in a vehicle without your seatbelt, and it's catching up very well. If I look at the commercial vehicles, especially taxis, drivers, truck drivers, fantastic, and I think it's going very well. Now we have just come to look at offences, and I think the police, as of being said, they have a narration of offences that are very common. I'll quickly share an example, something I experienced yesterday. We do a lot of monitoring, just driving around to see driver behavior. There was on the Accra Kumasi Highway, there was this VIP who overtook a vehicle in front of him, and then another car followed. As that VIP was trying to come back into his lane, then this car who followed tried to overtake it using the right. He wanted to be very quick to go ahead of the VIP before the VIP could return to his lane. It was a situation that was so risky, so dangerous that it was by the grace of God that nothing happened. Now, I wanted to follow up, but I couldn't. But luckily, that vehicle or that car was apprehended on the way. So I got there, brought this driver out, and you know what he told me? I have a lecture in Kumasi in 1 hour's time. A lecture.
And you stopped
Which means
him
that
where?
right from Asankari to Kumasi, the guy must get there to Kumasi by all means in 1 hour.
He's a student or
He's a student.
he's a lecturer?
He's a student. A student, and he doesn't want to miss the lecture. And so he wants to make it by all means. So he's using every behavior as far as he could manage to get to Kumasi. Unfortunately, there were people in the vehicle, in the car, and they were also not saying anything. Now, you look at this boy, and you look at the face, you could see the eyes that I don't think he was himself, under pressure or under influence of alcohol or drugs. So we had to apprehend him. In fact, that 1 hour he lost it because the police were there to detain him.
Yeah.
Somehow I saved a life. I think it is the same thing that we want to look at moving into Christmas. 2 months and we are there. And we know, I believe people have started playing their Christmas carols and so on. You said you
I'm playing mine.
which means that the excitement has already started.
Yeah.
And so if we want to use that same excitement on the road, that is where we come in. We come in because we have observed that when it's getting to this period, then we are very anxious. Of course, we want to get things done very quickly before the time. We anticipate that if I'm a trader, I must get to town and bring my stuff very quickly. If I'm doing something, I must do it very quickly. And that quickly doing, we translate all that into driving, sitting behind the steering wheel. And that is where the driver comes in. Obin is saying that 90% is human error. The human error, as far as human behavior is concerned, is what we are referring to here now. The vehicle, as you know, is something that doesn't control itself. It is a human being. Now, you go and sit behind it with a certain mindset. I must get there fast. I am a commercial vehicle driver. I am at the lorry station. There is a queue. These people must get to their destinations and I am to take them there. If for the past number of months, January to October, I couldn't do or maximize my profits, this is the time. So I must get them there quickly and possibly faster than before. So he wants to maximize his revenue. So he becomes so irresponsible, and for that matter, he does anything on the road. I think this is where we want to advise that there are rules and regulations governing the use of the road in whichever capacity you find yourself. Whether you're a driver, you're a passenger, you're a pedestrian, motorcyclist, or tricyclist, we all have rules that are governing us. It should not take the police to be there all the time to govern the rules. We are saying that you as an individual, you started right from home, making your mind as to where you are going, your destination, and how you are going. If you are a pedestrian, you shouldn't be in haste. You walk along the road like we've always been saying. You cross at where is designated, and you don't run across. You become alert. You don't use mobile phones, closing all your ears and crossing the road so that you don't see what is coming or hear what is coming. We are talking about the driver. We are talking about speeding. Speeding, one of the most critical issues and problems that confront National Road Safety Commission and all of us in Ghana now. People are speeding beyond limits, far beyond limits. We are saying on the highway, you don't go more than 90 kilometers per hour. If you go anything more than 120, 150, or even that 90 that is stipulated, you are risking your life and the lives of others. Sometimes if it is you, perhaps one may say that it is the individual who wants to risk his own life. But you are carrying others, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, and 30. And these are people we call passengers who have paid you. It's a contract. Take me to my destination. And because of your hastiness, your behavior, trying to maximize revenue, you don't go by the rules and you end them as injured persons or even dead bodies. I think this is where we want to caution that Christmas is for us, all of us. It's for joy, excitement with families, because we want to see the next year again. But if we can see the next year again, it is our responsibility to make sure that we go under the law, comply with all the regulations on speeding, seatbelt use, driving without drinking or without influence, under influence of alcohol or drugs. We observing the rules and regulations, overtaking, we do it right, and so on. We believe that if we all do that, and the police is up and also doing their part in trying to enforce the laws, the transport operator, whoever commands that operation at the lorry station, is doing his part, because every vehicle would have to pass through a certain lorry station or the other. It's being managed by a certain station manager. We believe that they have rules and regulations. Before anybody hits the public road, we would have been sure that their vehicles are they are in good shape, the drivers themselves are also alert. And the last I want to talk about is the passenger. Don't just hand over your life into anybody's hands. Make sure and be sure of the vehicle you are going to stay in there to take you to your destination. If the vehicle is something you suspect is deficient, why do you get yourself into it? Make some noise. Talk about it for the vehicle to be changed right at the lorry station. If it happens to be the driver that you suspect showing signs of tiredness, showing signs of having taken in alcohol or drug for that matter, then you have something to suspect. You have to bring it up for it to be addressed before they even hit the road. I think responsibility now is being spread across. And getting to this Christmas, we want everybody to come on board. Do it in a manner that can protect your own life and the lives of others.
Right. DSP, well, according to the statistics that we took last week, what are some of the common offenses that you recorded?
Yeah, I think last week I gave omnibus of the our court outcomes in terms of those who have committed varying offenses that Jane is talking about. And today I want to be very specific that 2,913 road criminals or offenders were arrested, and out of detailed investigation that was done, 1,291 have so far been sent to motor courts across the country. And Accra alone, 1,113 road criminals were put before the motor courts. And Ashanti had 229, Volta region 252, Western region 226, and on and on. And in the process, so far 1,862 of them have been convicted and awaiting trial. And I believe by now some of them have been tried, which we are waiting for the data. 263 are waiting trial, and those that have been bench warrants are 106. We're looking for them to arrest. But in all these, those who have been convicted are 1,862. 11 are said are in jail, and 888,139 court fines have been paid out of 893,779 Ghana cedi fine imposed on these 1,862, of which 11 are in jail. The rest were imposed of this fine, and 888,139 have so far been paid into the state coffers as punishment fee to be paid, so that those who committed these offenses I'm talking about, Mr. Nodi have mentioned them, will not repeat it. And so that is our intention into the Christmas, that overspeeding, those who were overspeeding Mr. Nodi talked about, because it accounts for so many of our crashes. Some were arrested. And let me strategically also note that on these corridors, it's known to coincide with accident prone or blast spots in Ghana. On the N1 between Tema roundabout going towards Chopoli, around Dewenya, we have APS, Accident Prevention Squad, under our department. They're equipped with one of the best speed cameras we have in the world, TrueCam, that were donated by Road Fund through National Road Safety Commission. We have it there. We have one team also on the N2 between Tema roundabout going towards Nudu, around Sikuma towards Ho. We have one team also there. And on the Kumasi corridor, we have one. And on the western east, also on the N1, from Winneba roundabout heading towards Takoradi, and also on the Yamranza through Asin to Fomena to Kumasi, Ashanti region. We also have these APS there. But these routes are known to be as improved. And of course, between Abofo, heading towards Techima, we have one there headed by ASPs or Kunyeji. They are doing good job there. So, on speeding, that is one. I don't know the strategy that we have also. This is a strategy also coming to play to support our enforcement effort. So, speeding drivers, note that you were part of these 1,800. Again, those who were drunk and were driving, as is talked about, and it's known to be a behavior when festive occasions like that are approaching. People tend to do that, particularly the youth, and then driving. And so we arrested so many of them and took to court. And then those who were using substandard tires, which also contribute to crashes. And a lot were also arrested for using substandard tires that are worn out and are type C and all that.
And did you arrest mobile phone usage?
Well, I'm coming to that. We also arrested those who were not in seatbelts. We got so many of them to motor court.
Okay. And
we also got those who were riding without crash helmet, motorcycle. We got them. And also those who were on license. From people who are on license and are driving. We got so many of them. And in that we got 721
unlicensed
unlicensed person, and then
is it on the
driving
rise?
without license.
Yeah.
Unlicensed person who were behind steering wheel. We got them to go to court. And that one, when we are sent there is no option of fine. Majority goes to prison, and the fines are very heavy. And as many as were also not on mobile phone, were on mobile phone and driving, we got also so many of them.
How many?
And we got about 250.
250
Yes,
arrested
so
this year.
mobile phone, either WhatsApping, Twittering, Facebooking.
How do you know?
Emo.
How do you know I'm doing all that?
But that is the use. Why do you use mobile phone these days?
It sounds like just
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that use it for what? Either you in your hand, you are testing. Now these days you see it is obvious. You see that it's on the lap.
On the lap.
And then you
So if it's on the lap, what do you do?
But your hand
No,
touches
if you see
your
that
hand
it's on the
touches
lap.
it. The hand touches it. But ours is not necessarily the triviality of it, but that it distracts you. Okay, it distracts you.
So
and
put it away.
yes, otherwise, if you are distracted, because the instruction and the scale of driving is that you should see and be seen, and that's why we're given a clear windscreen to look through at all times. That means you have full control.
Is it likely I'll be arrested if the police sees me holding the mobile phone? I'm holding
That is the main ingredient.
I'm holding it.
Yes.
I'm not using it.
I'm just
holding it.
When you are holding mobile phone, it means that one hand is engaged with the mobile phone, but both hands should be engaged with the steering wheel.
That's right.
That is the posture.
So how about Uber drivers who use it for their maps?
What I'm saying is that we are saying that the hands, if police detect that one of your hand is detached from the steering wheel and not engaged in the actual
So
driving
I can connect it to my car. You know, some of the cars we have inbuilt speakers, so we can connect it to the car.
I've not said that one is an offense, because regulation 107 is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The law says that the driver driving the vehicle shouldn't have a communication device in
the
one
hand.
or both hands.
Okay.
And should not be seen to be operating it.
Okay.
So that is the emphasis. I'm saying
All
that
right.
these are among others why arrests were made. Again, those who are using rickety vehicles and have overloaded their vehicles were also arrested. So these are, and then those who left their vehicles in very dangerous positions without putting reflectors on the vehicle and on the road were also cited. So there are myriad of behaviors that have been known to contribute to crashes
On the road.
that has been criminalized in the road law, and which we look out and arrest. And we will intensify on these things. Among others,
if someone is watching and a person wants to help in arresting people, sometimes you are in traffic and you find that there's a motorbike, hovering between the vehicle, the cars, and the way the rider is going about it, it's just so wrong. What should a person? What number can a person call? How can the person help arrest such a rider?
I think now we have myriad of approaches. We have the traditional phones lines. We talk about 191 18555 030 773 906. That is traditional. And even these days now, what we are getting, which is what helping us, the pictures that are WhatsApp and emote and Facebook and all that.
Yeah.
So when we get that one to police, what do you call, lines, we work on it.
National Resident, let me ask you: Have you gotten yourself attached to social media now? Because as he mentioned, sometimes now we do it, but we don't even send it to the police. You record you and we put it on social media before you know your face is there.
I think that's the trend.
It's all important.
We're working hand in hand with the police, and that 18555 is talking about is what is taking most of this information. And so we have even sent to social media, and we have encouraged people that anytime you come across a situation, just take a photo, give a little narration, and send to us, and we follow up. What have been the offenses of being is talking about are some of the things that we pick up based on this. Yes.
So what if I'm driving and there's a rider, I want to take a picture of him, of what he's doing. I have taken my mobile phone. There's a police around. The police have seen I'm driving. I'm holding the mobile phone. The police comes around. You are arrested for taking.
I'm not overstretching. What I'm saying is don't risk the intention of saving the protecting public health and safety. Don't risk yourself. So you should first of all, when driving, look at your safety. It's very critical. That at what point can you do that? Is it that what do you call it, an occupant can assist in that.
Oh, okay.
And these are very important. But in the process, you may end up crashing
yourself,
and what you wanted to save, you become a victim.
Okay.
And the process.
Okay.
In fact,
Engineer,
that's exactly why initially we didn't want to popularize this so much because of the abuse. People may want to take advantage. Eventually, you find yourself crashing. Then the whole purpose of bringing you into this whole, we defeat it.
Yeah.
So we are being very careful, and I think Obin is advising you look at your safety first. After all, you're protecting yourself and others, but you find a better way of. If there's somebody in there you can pass on the phone with or instruct that it should be picked for you so that you can send later. I think that is fantastic.
Give us the numbers again so that we capture it. For
I think the
viewers.
traditional numbers are 18555, and we have 191, and we have 0302 773 906.
Right.
You go to our police website and our public affairs directorate. They have all these social media platforms where such vital information, including photographic, among others, can be posted, and police will be happy to work on it easily. And it's very important because policing, the traffic enforcement and road safety management in Ghana, we all say is a shared and collective responsibility. And in policing, the best allies are the general public, who are everywhere. Police, how many are our numbers? We are not even up to 40,000, so we cannot be everywhere compared with the standard that UN have set. So we need self-enforcement.
What's the standard now?
Self-compliance.
One is to?
I think 1 is to, 500 about.
It's still 1 is to 500.
But it's not up to what we are doing.
But we are doing 1 is to how much? How many?
Wouldn't be able to.
800.
It's not
1,000.
I don't want to, but we are yet to get there.
Okay.
In terms of the population we have on our hand and police population. But what is it now? I'm just here to emphasize that the community can be the best, do the best policing by volunteering information on our roads of these incidents. And that's why in the law, under the Road Traffic Act, it says that when you see people driving dangerously, recklessly, and you suspect they may also be doing that under influence of alcohol, you don't need any police beckoning or court beckoning with go and arrest. You yourself, community, can do that and immediately effect the arrest. You hand the person over to the police. I've not said lynching. So when somebody drive dangerously, and it can be any behavior that can lead to crash, or recklessly, or you suspect is under influence of alcohol, you can call these lines, or physical restraint, and quickly whisk the person to police station for police to lodge investigation into the complaint you have brought.
Talk to your police officers. You whisk the person, then they'll go and ask you very annoying questions before you know you've wasted your time. They do that always. DSP, they do that always. Your last word, sir.
Well, we are going to do a bit. I told you last week that we are continuing doing the education, the outreach, the sensitization. In fact, we'll be going to churches this time around because you know what Christmas is all about. Churches, we're going to schools. We are all over the places. The police is also doing their bit. The enforcement is on. In fact, you're going to find them more this time around at intersections, at various locations. This time around, even in the night, police are going to be. The accident prevention squads are also running around with their tools and accoutrements and so on. So we are all gearing up for action, and we believe that we if the general public are supporting, and he said it, you don't need the police officer, you don't need me to come around for you to see that safety is close to you, but you can make your own safety. I mean, once you know the rules, and which we have educated people. For example, your own vehicle, the ones of others that are close to you, your children who are going to school, how you protect them. I mean, these are bits and pieces of all these things.
Right.
The transport operator and the rest. We need support from the general public. So everybody must come on board. Think about your safety. Think about others as you move from home and hit the road. But don't forget also to pray, because God must also protect us as we do all these things.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We'll serve you with all the details and the statistics. I hope that you leave us with copies of it so that we can give to viewers. You can follow us on Facebook, FNN on Facebook, or the First Show page as well on Facebook, or you can follow me, Annie Efo Ampofo, as well on Facebook, or Annie Ampofo, my personal page, and you get all the statistics as far as this education is concerned. Make sure you stay safe. We'll always bring you the education. Next week we'll deal with the new system, the smart driver's license that will be on November 7. We'll bring you explanation to it, and I'm sure our leaders here will also help us. My name is Annie Efo. Thank you for staying with us throughout from 5:55. It's 10 a.m. now. Our time is up. Let's cross over. The news team will bring us news in brief. Thanks for watching. Good morning.